InkedInsomnia.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for attending the Heart of the World art exhibit. We're just going to have a quick interview with Charlie Powers, a spray paint artist from Texas. And come on up, Charlie.
This thing on? Okay.
Charlie, thanks for coming on and doing the live demo today, and thanks for letting us chat a bit about what you do. So,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and give some people a little insight into who you are. Who is Charlie Powers?
All right. Well, I'm Charlie Powers, by the way. I'm a spray paint artist, multimedia artist, digital artist, game designer, writer. I mean, you name it, I've pretty much done it. I dabble in it a little bit. I kind of prefer spray paint art because it's, I don't know, it's fun. You know, I have a lot of fun with it. It's a little bit easier than the other mediums, you know. Like, I guess that's a cop out, but it is what it is, you know. But I have a degree in game design, and a couple of years after graduating and filling out applications and putting in resumes and never hearing anything back, YouTube started pushing spray paint art videos to me, and I started watching them. And one day I was like, you know what, I can do that. I'm gonna try it. And I failed the first few times, and then figured out the right stuff that I need to actually make it work. And yeah, I've been having fun with it ever since.
Well, that's great. So I guess I'll move on to my next question is, how did you get started in spray painting on canvas and doing what you do with the backlighting of your powered up frames and everything? How did you stumble into something like this?
My mom. 100% my mom. Like I said, YouTube started pushing the videos. I got that wild hair and decided, hey, I can do this. You know, this seems fairly easy. And probably like my fourth or fifth painting or something, I came in to show my mom and was like, hey, look at this. And she caught the light from behind it and then ended up holding it up to her lamp and looking at it and saying, okay, you gotta do something with this. These backlight like crazy. And from there, we, made a few prototype frames, and the first ones were just like, little fairy lights or whatever, just simple white lights in the background. And then we finally upgraded and decided to do RGB lights. And the neat thing about it is how like red light will shine through it and make that red paint pop like really bright. Whereas like a red light won't shine through a blue paint as much. So it, like, depending on the painting, you can have it to where it pulses in and out of the colors from just numerous different parts of the painting. And it actually looks like the painting's kind of alive. But how I got into that, 100% my mom. That would have just, right over my head, and I never would have thought of that. But, she saw that light behind it, and the rest is history. That's where we're at now. Canvas, though, that was just... Poster board's fun. Poster board, it gives you slightly different textures than what canvas does. Mm-hmm. And the first time I painted on canvas, I absolutely hated it. Like, I hated it compared to poster board. I couldn't get the right techniques. I had to put the paint on a little bit thicker because the canvas would absorb it and everything. But since I've been painting on canvas, I've probably painted, 30 or 40 different paintings on canvas at this point. And it's just... I don't know. It makes me feel more like a real artist to paint on canvas versus like poster board, 50-cent poster board from the dollar store. So, canvas just seemed like the logical upgrade for an artist to go to,
Yeah. Yeah, that's my preference as well. Mm. Yeah. So, I guess I'll move on to, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's thinking, like Enrique was saying that he really likes it, and a couple people were saying they wanted to maybe give it a shot. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's thinking, maybe they'll take up spray paint art? Because, it is quite different. Oils have their tricks and their techniques and things like that, acrylics and charcoal and so on and so forth. What kind of advice would you give to somebody that's maybe thinking about getting into spray paint art?
Okay, so with other art, you can go down and you can buy just your primary colors, and then you can mix out and make basically whatever color you want from like 3 tubes, 4 tubes of paint, right? With spray paint, not so much. You want a certain color, you got to go buy that can of that certain color in order to get like, like a blue gradient or whatever.
Yeah.
So really my advice would be to don't think about that. Don't think about, oh, I need, 50 different colors and, I need to have like a full palette of colors or whatever. Just go down and get you your primary colors, your reds, your yellows, your greens, your blues, like just get those. Then the main paints that you need is black, white, and clear. You're always going to need those. You're going to need the clear so that you can re-wet the paint. I know it sounds kind of weird, but you're going to need clear to re-wet the paint if it gets too dry on you. You'll always need black and you'll always need white.
Yeah.
Just period. But other than that, I would just get like 4 or 5 just basic colors and go and get some just cheap old 50-cent poster board, the stuff that you used when you were in school making a little project presentation thing. Just get some of that stuff. Make sure it's glossy. It's got to be glossy. If it's not glossy, the paint like absorbs into it too much and it just doesn't work.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it just get your basic colors, play around with it, watch videos. Get on YouTube and just type in spray paint art or spray paint art tutorials. And there's tons of them out there. If you want someone in specific, I would go for Porfirio Jimenez, aka Mr. Fire, or Sketch Art. I don't remember his actual name. It's a foreign name. It's hard to pronounce. But yeah, those 2 people, Sketch Art, and I'll go ahead and type them in. Sketch Art. That's Sketch with just a C without. Well, you know what? I don't know exactly how his name is spelled.
Karen wants to know if you're saying yes, use glossy.
Yes. Glossy. I have tried a little bit with some matte paint, but it doesn't quite have the same kind of effect as the glossy does. The glossy paint is like definitely what you want to use. Matte and satin. Satin is a little more forgiving than matte, but matte it doesn't really want to play that well when you're doing textures and everything. But yeah, definitely glossy.
But that's what I like as well. So it actually makes sense, especially having to do with different textures and things like that. So Sultan asked, do you get frustrated when a piece of art does not come out the way that you wanted it to be?
Somewhat. Not really frustrated. More of like learn from the mistake kind of thing. So I'll paint something and be like, man, that just did not work out the way I wanted, and I'll kind of take mental note of what I did wrong or what I could do to improve that. Like one of my last paintings, it just didn't come out quite the way I wanted, and I think that was moreover because I was just trying to rush and get through the live stream and make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be another tip I'd give you is it's spray paint. It dries quick, so you got to be a little quick. But don't rush yourself. Spray paint is actually a lot more forgiving than you might think, considering how quick it dries. So it just, give yourself a little bit of a break. Just go get some cheap poster board and just, try out different techniques and textures like I was doing with my live demo today. Just really all you need is just trash, to do your textures and whatnot. You just need some old newspaper or, an old magazine or something. Just some plastic grocery bags, just some cellophane, whatever. Like it's all trash. I mean, it's just trash turned into treasure.
No, I love that you kind of use what's around you and just like, regular household things to create your different textures and effects and like the crackling of the planets that you do and things like that. Like, I love that. I'm totally into that. That's super awesome. Yeah. So, go ahead.
I said it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to dabble outside of acrylics. Let's see if we have any more questions. Yes, DJ, you missed the demo. Let's see. Tom wants to know how you mix the colors.
Okay, so for the most part, I don't. I don't. Like, if I'm mixing colors, I'm more over kind of like just blending them on the canvas. But yeah, for the most part, I don't mix colors at all. I've done a little bit of that where, I take some poster boards, spray down a few different colors, and just take a brush and kind of mix them together. But spray paint doesn't like that, because by the time you get them actually blended and mixed together and go to paint it down, it's already chunky and it's starting to get that layer of acrylic like just cured over the top of everything. So it doesn't want to play well. But that's not to say you can't, because I mean, if you have a spray gun, you can easily do it with that. That's really all you're doing, is just getting acrylic paints and just mixing them together like you would normally. You're just making them a little more liquidy than actual acrylic paints. But beyond that, I don't blend. I don't mix paints at all.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because your mom wants to know where her pot lid went. So did he use that? Was that one of his?
You know what? She's trying to call me out, but she went to the friggin' the DAV and she bought that for me. Okay, so that's her fault.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so why don't you let people know where they can find you, what kind of social medias you have, and websites and things like that, and what they can find on those websites?
Okay, so I am basically all over the place. Let me go ahead and pop up a couple of things. You can find me most places at Powered Up Art. Let me get you my my LinkedIn profile here in the comments. There's my LinkedIn profile.
Okay, great.
On YouTube, it is at Powered Up Art. So let me get that one up for y'all too. It doesn't actually have a fancy URL like everything else does. It's just
okay.
Stuff.
Great. So you guys can check out some of his work and also get a hold of him on these different social medias. He's plugging in the chat there. And you can also find him at poweredupart.com.
Just put that in there too.
Oh, so did I?
Oh, it does work without the www and all that. Cool.
It does.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, you can find him in the Discord.
Yeah, you can find me on the Beast Node.
Is what Enrique says. So that's awesome. And are you on, let's see, like Facebook or Twitter? I know you have a Twitch channel. Is that?
Yes, I have a Twitch channel. I'm not really on Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I don't really do Twitter. It's not Instagram, all that fun.
Anything like that?
What?
Instagram?
Yes, I have an Instagram. Get that one for you too.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yep.
Yeah, check out his stuff. He also has like a little clothing line. He's wearing one of his hats right now, Powered Up Art hat. He has mugs and T-shirts and sweatshirts. Is there anything else I'm missing? Didn't you have pillows?
Yes, I have pillows. It's a little far away to grab it. Yeah, I have pillows. I have shirts. I have.
Usama got a coffee mug. I remember he's got the Powered Up mug. He loves that thing.
I'm gonna be having some more hoodies put on there soon. I believe I was just requested to turn that dragon painting into a shirt and a hoodie. So,
awesome!
I'm gonna have a bunch of new stuff coming up in the next few months. So now that we have a little bit of time to work on things besides just constantly working. Oh, it's been a year so far. Tank tops? I will check that. I'm not sure.
I would have figured you more for the collared shirt guy, Adam, all dressed up. All right. Well, thank you, Charlie, for kind of giving us a little bit about yourself and hanging out here and doing the demo. I really appreciate that, and coming up here and interviewing with me. So yeah, thank you. So I'm just going to also thank our sponsors.
All right, y'all have a good one.
everyone that donated out there, thank you so much. We really appreciate your donations. That's what's going to keep these type of events going, these free events. So feel free to do that. And then also I wanted to say thank you to our sponsors like Powered Up Art, of course, nodegree.com, and Reps Events. So thanks, everyone, and I'll see you out there.